Hey everyone, it's Moonkin FTW here, back with another video, and yeah, consider this the grand finale of the RCT3 Coaster Challenge. I've made episode number 70, and then some people also pretty early on and said, hey man, when you're at the end, you should try and make some sort of like a mega park with a whole bunch of these rides included, and well, you ask, I deliver. Here it is. This is probably the most extensive park I have ever made. Um, it didn't actually take me a whole lot of time, and that's because, of course, every single roller coaster already had all the theming in place. But still, I still had to build all the custom pathing from BT's Path mods. Still, of course, had to fill up the dead space with a whole bunch of flat rides. Make sure that there's staff everywhere, and food, drinks, toilets, all that. So it did cost me a good amount of time. And yeah, without further ado, let's go through it. Now, of course, because I've made 70 roller coasters, of course, they're not all here, also because some of them cover the entire park, which of course would be impossible. So I'm just going to go over this park and show you guys which rides I've chosen and just give you an overall view of, again, what is probably the most insane park I've ever built. Um, so here's just a really quick overview. You can see there's a lake in the middle with the giant Ferris wheel. We have in the back, we have a jungle section or tropical section. To the front in the right, which is now on the bottom of the screen, we have a Wild West section. And here in this back, in the right here in the back, we have some sort of like an Atlantean themed ride. And here we have a bit of medieval slash Halloween style. So where do we start? Well, at the entrance, of course. So you start at the entrance. Now, normally there would be some buildings here with some shops and everything, but again, the main focus was just the rides that I've made before plopped into one park. There's a nice little entrance, like with some foliage, and it starts out with some basic flat rides. Of course, the merry-go-round, which always needs to be in the park, always. And then as we go along here, we kind of met by our first roller coaster. This is, let me just have a look, Sky Fury, yeah. So this is the old school Arrow corkscrew coaster I made. Pretty basic layout. It just goes down, double loop, turn into a dual corkscrew, and of course one of those corkscrews goes over the path, which classic corkscrew style. Here's a bit of an overbank turn, or whatever you want to call it, into a helix, and then into the brake run. So this is a really cool, old school Arrow coaster. Actually, hold on 1 second. There's a standard support still here. Let me just get rid of that. See, one got through here. Bam, there we go. Anyway, so yeah, so this is the old school Arrow corkscrew coaster that we have here, and I'll be going ahead and take a left here. So here we have the extended coaster I've made. This is called, let me have a look. Oh, yeah, Ferocious. Really cool coaster. Some kind of Maverick vibes here. It goes into this 90-degree drop. It goes down, 90-degree turn here, into a nice airtime hill. Another 90-degree bank turn into this kind of, yeah, these dive loops, I guess. Another dive loop here, and then into a 90-degree bank turn, into another airtime hill, into a cover roll. Then we get a 0G roll, another 0G roll, and then a few final turns. And then, yeah, that's it. So that is the extended coaster. I really love this one. By the way, some sections of the park will still be kind of empty, and that's because I've opened this park not too long ago. So the guests still need to spread out. I mean, that's just, yeah, that's the way it is. But yeah, let's go ahead and continue. So here over in the corner here, we have Crazed, which is the inverted wild mouse, which is a really wicked, crazy ride. You can see it here if this guy comes down here. So it has these really weird inverted inversions. So it goes like this, it stays vertical, and then it goes into another kind of half loop and then goes back. And it repeats the same thing here. So it's really nuts. I mean, yeah, this would be very, very, I don't know, this would break your neck in real life, but it's really cool to ride it. So I like that. Over here we have our spinning wild mouse, which is one of my favorites in this styled after, of course, Halloween or the medieval style. Really cool design. It's got some vertical drops. It's got an overbank turn, which is right there, and just great theming. You enter this kind of tower here and you drop down, and it's just, I think it's a really cool ride. Um, I want to say one of my favorites, but I have so many favorites when it comes to that coaster challenge. So over here we have our old school Schwarzkopf looper. This one is called Final Force. Is it open? It should be open. Yep, there we go. Oh, by the way, let me just real quick, just for funs and giggles. So the Sky Fury has excitement 6.15, intensity 532, and nausea 246. The extended coaster has 784, excitement 713, and 341 nausea. The inverted mouse has 740, 848 intensity, and 495 nausea. And then here we have the spinning wild mouse, which is 684, excitement, 670 intensity, and 385 nausea. Okay, so our Schwarzkopf louver has 692 excitement, 580 intensity, and 257 nausea rating. Very compact, I got similar design to a Schwarzkopf louver. You know, it goes down. It should be somewhat of a brake on or something here, and then it goes in this double loop, and it's very compact, very busy, very coaster spaghetti-esque. I like it. Over here we have the floorless coaster, which wasn't one of my most favorite designs, but because this map, of course, isn't too big, I couldn't use all of my favorite rides. So, you know, this one kind of just fit this spot right here. And I still think it's a very nice ride, you know, it's still awesome. It goes up this lift hill, down into a looping cobra roll. It makes some turns into this cutback right here. And then it has a bit of an airtime hill here. A few smaller, like bunny hops, airtime hills, and it goes back into the brake run. This one has 706 excitement, 523 intensity, and 260 nausea. Okay, so if you follow the path and take a left right here, we enter our first themed section. Actually, never mind, because this is also kind of a themed section, if you will. This here is the tropical section. Now, of course, this has 3 rides that I've made that both all have kind of the same theme. And of course, I filled it up with like a central area here. I filled it up with some flat rides. But of course, the main focus are the roller coasters. And I say roller coasters loosely because there are some not so roller coasters in here. For instance, this one, the dinghy slide. It's called Wave Crasher. It's got 5.49 excitement, 481 intensity, 331 nausea. I really like it. It's got the custom supports from Moby Steel Jungle. It's got multiple drops, and I think it looks really, really cool. I think it's, yeah, I really like it. So it's pretty compact. It's got some nice drops. And again, if you want to, I guess, see a full POV of this and a breakdown of how I built it, you can check out the dedicated episode. I think it was episode 7 or something, pretty early on. But love it. Really love it. Over here, of course, we have my water coaster, which is called Caribbean Flight. It's got 563 excitement, 569 intensity, 367 nausea, multiple lift hills. So it starts off with this, how do you say this banked lift hill or something like this turn lift hill, and it goes down. It has some airtime, some helixes. You can't do much with this. Then it drops down into this water section here, and goes up a second lift hill. Goes down again steep into some turns, and a bunny hop here, small airtime hill, and then it just plops down into the water again, and there you go. That's the end. It's encapsulated by this Caribbean castle wall, which I think looks really awesome. And yeah, and once again, I really like the color scheme as well. I think it just looks great. And then finally here we have, let's see, what was this one called? Pirates Cove. It has a 615 excitement, 486 intensity, and 537 nausea, which makes sense because these are very dizzying, if you will. So yeah, this is not one of my favorites, but still I think it's nicely designed, and for what it is, the Virginia Reel, it is still very nice. I think it looks pretty awesome. So I'm really a big fan of this section here. It didn't take me a lot of time because it has the standard pathing, and really all you need is properly themed rides, of course. Then the flat rides with the correct theming. Again, it's pretty simple. And then you just need some sand texture with palm trees, and you can very easily create a proper tropical setting. Over here we have the Whitewater Rapids. The stats are 431 excitement, 114 intensity, and 0.77 nausea. And this is, of course, themed after Atlantis. Lots of foliage, you know, buildings, a statue of Poseidon, some gladiators. It's just a really, really cool ride. I love this too. Not the most intensive course. And again, it's categorized under roller coasters. Why? I have no idea, but it is. So that's just the way it is. So yeah, that's pretty cool. When we move down, over here we have the last roller coaster I created, which is of course Mega Mouse, I believe it's called. Yeah, Mega Mouse. And this one has 696 excitement, 743 intensity, and 422 nausea rating. And there are some notifications here. Let me just, oh wait. Oh, yeah, that's okay, I can fix it on the spot. Okay, sorry about that, I just had to fix some mechanics. Anyway, we were here at the Mega Mouse, 696 excitement, 743 intensity, and 422 nausea. And yeah, it's a pretty simple design, but still I wanted to go kind of wild with this one. No pun intended, wild mouse. Anyway, it's yeah, it has some really big drops for a wild mouse. It's got some you know, these quick 180-degree turns, decent length towards it, some tunnels, and yeah, just I really like it. And it was a compact coaster, so it fit nicely into this spot right here. Okay, so here we have the giant Ferris wheel and like a small lake in the middle. We have some flat rides like a dog games, spiral slide, and a chair swing. Let's go over to the Wild West section. So, you know, here's the park entrance. We made a left, now we're going to make a right. So we're going here. And again, I did the same thing as I did with the tropical theme, which was use the sand path, and then kind of surrounding the roller coaster I've made, I just placed some flat rides that all have the same theming, so it fits really well. Changed the texture, the terrain, so it's like sand and dirt, and of course planted some cacti and dead tree, and well, there you go, you got a Western themed section. So yeah, in here we have the mine ride, the wooden mine ride. This one is called Gunslinger, 709 excitement, 729 intensity, and 420 nausea. Here we have our mine ride, which has, let's see here, Miner's Fortune, yeah, 586 excitement, 290 intensity, and 274 nausea. I'm actually surprised it has 586 because this mine ride in RCT3 is really slow. It cannot compare to the mine ride in RCT2. It's just really, really slow. Like, this is the max speed. It doesn't matter if it goes downhill. It just doesn't matter. This is the max speed. So it just makes some very basic corners here and there, and kind of swoops around this village, this western village I've made. It's a nicely themed ride, but it's anything but exciting. So I don't know how I would score the 586, but there you go. So the biggest attraction here is this one right here, Double Trouble, which is a flying turns roller coaster. Really cool. I love this one. It's very busy, very compact. It's got 2 lift hills. It's a long ride time, and it's got a 690 excitement, 686 intensity, and a 601 nausea. So decent stats, though, you know, high nausea rating. So lots of puking guests, but that's okay. So yeah, I really like this one as well. It's again styled in a Western type theming. You know, tons of track, very busy, lots of helixes and everything. So this is an absolute blast to ride. And yeah, that's pretty much the Wild West section. Again, I just accompanied these roller coasters with some flat rides, and like a small Ferris wheel, a Wild West show. We got this mine drop coaster and this spinning whatever it is. It's called a lasso. I really don't know most of these flat rides by name, but it's really cool to see that RC3 has flat rides with a specific theming. I think that's really cool because you can see how this section really looks kind of complete, if you will. So I like that. Then last but not least, we have 4 roller coasters left. First of all, it's Poltergeist, or Geist. I always mix this up. Anyway, this is the Haunted Geist. I know it's very similar name. Of course, you know, it's a recreation or like a kind of a big inspiration from the one, the Poltergeist or Geist. Very slim launch roller coaster, busy design. You know, it starts off with a giant cobra roll into kind of like this 360 kind of almost tilted loop, if you will, into a half loop, corkscrew, half loop, and then it just turns around all over again with even an inline twist into a corkscrew. So very cool design, very busy. Took a lot of time with supports. It's just a fast-paced, action-packed roller coaster, and I love it. Right next to it we have, this is called, I believe, yeah, Super Dragster. Oh, excuse me, 1 second. I almost forgot the stats. So this one has 728 excitement, 749 intensity, and 492 nausea. So there you go. Super Dragster has 723 excitement, 681 intensity, and 501 nausea rating. Obviously modeled after Top Thrill Dragster, except this one is not a strata coaster. I think it's not even a giga coaster. Still a pretty decent top hat, if you will. The same support structure as Top Thrill Dragster, but this one's a little different. So here it goes into kind of a brake run. You can actually follow it along. Let's just do that. So it goes into this launch. It's 93 miles an hour, so still a very fast launch. Into this kind of little brake area here, so it slows down. Get a nice little airtime pop here. Into some final corners here, and then goes into this long brake section to try and slow down the train. And there you go. That's it. I think it's a really cool coaster. I absolutely love this one. I think it's awesome. So, Super Dragster. Here we have Power Shot. This is this section, by the way, is very empty because this is the last part I built. Guests still need to walk here. This is the coaster ball. I've made an episode 4, I believe. It's a very early one. I just put this one here because it was very compact and I had very little space left. So I was like, okay, let me just plop this down here. Not my most favorite one, but it was one that I'd never made before. So it was kind of cool messing around with trying to get it to, you know, to be something nice and something decent. So I think I succeeded. So coaster ball, by the way, has 539 excitement, 426 intensity, and 186 nausea. And then we arrive to our final coaster. By the way, this theme park counts 18 roller coasters in total. I'm not sure how much Cedar Point has in Ohio. I think it's close to that, but this is a record high for me. 18 roller coasters in this park is pretty nuts. So this is the multi-dimension roller coaster. This is called Flame Weaver, and it has 754 excitement, 741 intensity, and 713 nausea. It's pretty nauseating, but you know, it has inversions. It you know, the seats spin around, so this is a very intense ride. Did I open this? Yeah. But yeah, again, this is one that took me a lot of time to build because I've never made a properly working multi-dimensional roller coaster ever before. So it took me a long time to figure out how to work, how to properly work these seats that rotate around. It has a mid-course brake run. Someone pointed out that multi-dimensional roller coasters don't have mid-course brake runs. That's true, but you know, I just I needed something to slow down the train. So really cool. I like the color scheme as well. It's red with black supports. There's a path all around it, and yeah, it's another creation I'm really proud of. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. That's it for the entire park. So the entire sandbox has been covered with 18 roller coasters, tons of flat rides, lots of pathing, all custom made, staff, food, stalls, toilets, whatever, tons of guests. I'm on 2,300 right now. I think it's still climbing, or we're kind of at the edge right now. I think we're at the edge of yeah, that is kind of bottoming out. So 2,310 guests. I think that's it. It's still adding. It's going up still a little bit, but for the most part, that is it. But you know, this is just a pretty crazy creation, if you ask me. This is like I said, this is the grand finale to this epic and very long coaster challenge. 70 roller coasters, and yeah, you can see the bird's eye view here. It's just nuts. It covers so much. It's just insane. But yeah, I hope you guys like this. This is kind of my send-off. What I'm going to do afterwards, I'm not sure exactly. I might just build separate roller coasters again, or some other type of project that I want to dig my hands into. Maybe a new video game, you know, probably roller coaster oriented, like, I don't know, Parkitect, Planet Coaster, I don't know. We'll see. Let me just get one final view, and I want it to be from the top, like the vertical view, like this. Yeah, let me just do it like this. I think this will work. A bit more like this. Just look how big it is. Damn, okay. A bit more to the... I think this should be it. Wow, look at that. Oh yeah, the pathing is already starting to mess up because I'm so far up. Yeah, that is quite the extensive part. But there you go, guys. Hope you guys like this final video. I'll be back pretty soon with another video, but until then, have yourself a wonderful day.